Good morning to you all. This is News at 10 on UKB Sports News, and today we've got some things to cover in both F1 Classic and the ERL. So, starting off, we interviewed both Blaine Sonic and Davide Sacchiara before the Italian Grand Prix, which is the race you're seeing on the screen right now. So, of course, we'll be having some information that's a little bit out of date, but we can't really do anything about that because, of course, it's recorded before Italy.
All right. First of all, I feel like it's very important to mention the improvements that we've made to this car with the new additions to the regulations. I feel like they've made them, oddly enough, quite a lot more drivable for both of us. I mean, you've seen E-Cables finally beginning to understand the car a little more. I've been able to extract some performance out of it, performance I could have used back in season 21, performance I found wet. Um, but yeah, that win in Belgium, definitely a step in the right direction for us. And I feel like we've got a lot more on the way. In terms of how do I personally see hyperdrive, this this year of hyperdrive racing so far has been a lot more reminiscent of those days of dominance that we used to have as Dragon Racing in the early days of Dragon. In terms of a championship, I'd love to say it's possible, but the last time I was in a championship battle, I was up against Sebastian Ocampo and the Red Bull. The Red Bull, they were able to make use of an exploit far before we could. Ferrari was making use of an exploit that we couldn't, and yeah, we had to suffer quite a bit throughout last season due to that. 2020 was not the greatest season to lose for us. It was go big or go home, and unfortunately, we had to go home. So for 2022 and into 23, the idea is to try and go big. Obviously, I'm still going for the championship, but I've been hearing things around my team that say maybe they're going to start favoring UK Bowl a little more. And, you know, considering that I am the most successful driver in this league, as it currently stands, I'm not wholly against that idea.
I'm sure that my team have the car fast enough to take the win next race. I know we don't won any race that season. At moment, there are some podiums for half and me, but with my new upgrades and my skill, I'm sure that it's possible to me win that race in Monza. I'm sure that Ford will finish the season in second place. We expected for 2022 P4, P3, but P2 at moment. So I we are happy with these results, with podiums, with big races, great races. So I'm happy with P3, P2. It's good to me anyway. For the started decision being the 450 car, but we evolved, we become faster, and we took podiums, and we became the second in constructors and second in drivers championship. I'm sure that with that upgrades we can fight for the championship. Our plans in decision was fight for P3 in the constructors and top five on the Average Championship. At top five, top six with me and Rafa. But after the incidents with Tom and Adelaide, I'm sure that we can be champions, but we need fight. For next season, I'm sure that Ford will keep fighting for championships. We have the peoples helping the team. We have a great engine, a great car, great drivers. We have all enough to fight for championships again. It's the first time, but not the last. I'm sure next season we will fight for wins with both cars, not only me. So we will support Rafa. This season we are focusing on me, but next season we will focus on Rafa too, upgrade his skill. This season too, but at moment we'll focus on me. Next season both cars.
So yeah, those nice questions that Kevin and Blake both answered. But yeah, as you can see in the news, but 2023 is going to be a rapid fire season, 16 races, as Motorsport 2026 is probably due to come out within the next month or two. It's just more safe to have 2023 as a short season in case it comes out within the time frame. This will also apply over to WEC, which will have a 4-race season just like in 2020, which means 20 races across the league. So yeah, 2023 is going to be a nice short season. It's going to be entertaining though, I can promise you that, as the tracks selected for that season are going to be epic. And of course, when Motorsport 2026 does release, we will have a complete reset. Skills, performances, budgets all go back down to 1, except budgets, but they will still be equal no matter what. Of course, with that being just on the horizon now, teams are going to start to rush to spend their money, as drivers will be getting upgrades, cars will be getting upgrades, because when the reset comes, all that money goes, all that skill goes, all the car power goes, so they need to make use of it now while they can. So that's exactly what teams are doing. They're spending all that more money, and yeah, they're just hoping to extract the car and drive as much as they can before the big reset. Additionally, coming up next is the Singapore Grand Prix, which teams may raise concern about, as ever since the first season back in 2009, it's been a pretty hectic track. Even with the lower downforce cars of the time, there was still crashes. Just nowadays, the crashes are even worse, and there's just even more of them. Of course, with that, teams are going to be getting concerned, but also, this could change the shape of the championship fight, in fact. Of course, as you see on the right hand side, World Drivers' Championship standings, Ultra leading on 183 points from the A.G.E on 181. Of course, Ultra's inconsistency recently, just like what you've just seen right there in the background, is very clearly showing the inconsistencies that he's been having. A.G.E has been consistent himself, though, and that is what's brought him into the title fight, despite only having a one race win. One race win versus a guy who has 6 race wins, only 2 points apart at the top of the standings. It's really showing who the more consistent driver is. And that one is A.G.E. If he keeps up this consistency, he could become world champion. And Singapore could be a massive turning point as well, looking at Ultra's inconsistencies. If he keeps on at Singapore, his title hopes may just quickly disappear, despite being one of the best drivers on this grid. And finally, on the F1 Classic segment, Ultra winning a championship vote on 5 votes out of 10 for who will win the Drivers' Championship. Dave Sarkira on 4 votes, Bloody Outside on 1, Deberto and Adelaide on none. And with that, let's go on to the ERL. Now, for the ERL, as you can see that Casper LeBeau closes in the title battle as he wins the Spanish E-Prix. That is the E-Prix you're seeing right now in the background. Of course, he is pulling in that championship gap. It's still, well, I think just under 20 points. Yeah, Ravo is starting to lose some points in the championship, and Casper closing this in is really pushing him into that title contention. Like, yes, he is second place, but of course, there was always a distant gap. Ravo's disaster of a strategy for, I guess you could say, considering what he's normally like in the ERL. Obviously, did not help his championship at all, and the double points finale coming up. Well, that is going to be something interesting. Could bring more drivers into contention in that race, but we'll have to see when we actually get towards that finale. As well, UKB reportedly lost all confidence after the disaster season. The Monster Energy partnership / rebrand was supposed to be start a new era for the Power Motorsport team, and as you can clearly see there, well, it's not worked. All the confidence is gone. The car has been inconsistent. It's been difficult to drive. Hell, in fact, the drivers just haven't been performing to the standard that was going to be expected. Also as well, Nicholas Palomino, two-time Champ Car champion, after he claims that Champ Car World Drivers' Championship in an intense finale at St. Louis. And also, sparkling motorsports news, future is undecided, as BDS himself, who makes the news, reports that it's going to be his last one. So the future of that news channel is very much undecided, and I don't know what's going to go on. Of course, it was a very long episode that was made, and apparently it took 7 hours of production to do. And that is why we feel like it's better to step down from the Sparkling Motorsports news channel. However, the future is undecided. He could return, could not. But if he doesn't ever return to it, then Sparkling Motorsports news will be dead, and this will be the best way to get your ERL news through UKB Sports. So yeah, make sure to keep watching us. But unfortunately, once again, we're going to have to end it here because the ERL can't really get much information out of it for these weeks. So yeah, with that, we will end the longest news episode we've ever had, and I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next week for more UKB Sports news.